What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck.
Oh, dude.
How you doing? How you doing, Dave?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Just vibing and chilling and vibing, man. Played a lot of D&D today.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been like my wife and I were trying to figure out, we're like, what's a like, how can we play more D&D but we don't have to get a bunch of people together?
Yeah.
And we figured out there's a thing called duets where basically you kind of just play you kind of just it's one on one. You have she DMs and I just play a character, and it's much smaller scale because it's kind of like a main character. But it's a lot of fun, and we've been playing, I think we found all these modules that are like $3 for like a couple hours, and I'm like, all right, that's what, $12 for 4 modules or something like that. And I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and then the fact that we can literally just be like, hey, you want to play D&D? Sure. All right. And 5 minutes later we're playing. So
You're just good. You're good to go.
We're just Gucci.
Exo Squid says he thanks for the tier 2 for 14 months. Appreciate it. Our single and the one and only tier 2. Appreciate that.
His board just got built. That was his squid from Apiary.
Really? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He says he just got some new D&D dice. He's hyped to play a new campaign with his mates.
Hell yeah, dude.
Pretty freaking dope. Chat's talking about how hot it is today. It is hotter than
it's hot.
Fucking hell out here in Dallas.
It was toasty.
Dude. So the old job I had, I could put my car in a parking garage, so even if it was really hot outside, my car never really got that hot. Now my car like kind of sits out like all of the time because I don't have a garage at home anymore like I did at my old apartment. And so just getting into my car, I'm like, I did not miss summer getting in the car in that first like 10 minutes of just existing.
And now you get the fun where it's like, cool, my entire drive home is going to be like this.
Yeah, because it's only a 5-minute drive.
Because like at working at school, it just sits out. It sits out in a parking. It's not covered, and you're just like, cool. So I'm just gonna roll the windows down and just kind of deal with this for the next 5 to 8 minutes.
Dude, yeah.
And the reflectors are just such a hassle. Like I've never been a huge fan of them.
I've gotten into a good habit of just putting mine up no matter what, like every day. I just put it up when it's like a thing. I pull it out and put it up, and I
remember buying one, but it was too big because I have a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
And it's a narrow car. But I think I've just learned to deal with it.
I think the best thing is I had them before and I never used them was the fact that the ones that I have are those ones that like they twirl up into each other so it can fit in the little pocket between like the center console and the passenger seat. So it's nice because it's kind of like stowed away and hidden, and it's not too far. Like I don't have to like reach into the back seat and grab it.
So close.
Gnarly Charlie for you.
Yeah.
11 months. Appreciate it, my dude.
And it be Habib. Hello. Welcome to our stream. For those who don't know, well, I don't think anyone knows. It'd be Habib's, someone I've known for God. He's an old high school buddy. And it was weird. He just hit me up today. I was like talking. I was like, yeah, man, if you ever want a game, just like come to my server. And he's like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I don't really talk about this. It's like, it's hard enough to describe. It's hard enough to just drop on someone casually that you stream. And then it's like, cool, what do you stream? It's like, probably just best if we just leave that at the door.
Yeah. I try
to talk shows.
Yeah, I try to leave it at the stream portion.
Like, oh, you game? I was like, sure.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of like that from The Office when he's like, some people think we sell mufflers or mittens, and honestly, those are more exciting than paper, so I just let them believe it.
Dave one time smashed a painting over my head.
He did. I did. 100%. That's like guaranteed, and I'll tell the story right now. we had this stupid rule playing some beer pong. Where I don't even remember what it was, but it was like if you slap it and hit the person, it's like sniping or whatever. It's like sniping, I don't know. And you like slap the ping pong ball if it bounces. And it hit me in the face. He did it, and it hit me in the face. And I said, next time you fucking do that, I'm going to bust that painting over your face. And like an hour later, it happened again. I was like, all right, cool. There's a picture of that somewhere. Probably, actually, I think it's gone because I had gotten my phone. I stolen about 5 years ago and lost quite a few pictures, sadly. But anyway, Keyboard Talk Show. This stream would not be possible if it wasn't for viewers like you, but also some awesome sponsors and partners in OmniType, Project Keyboard, Candykeys, Kinetic Labs, and at the partners Zap, Cable, Smith & Rune, Typebeast, and 3D Keeps. Be sure to check them out. 3D Keeps slowly back up and running. And for those who don't know, I got to go see her today. And she even like moved. So where her warehouse is, there's like a couple different warehouses there, and she moved into a bigger space too. So it was cool to see. I was like, oh damn. I saw her like I saw her like the third day that she was there. So there wasn't a whole lot. Like there was a desk, but it was like not even set up. And now she's just like, oh, look at you looking all profesh. So, but yeah, that's shout out to Davis.
Yeah,
for being the realist.
Continued recovery. Now she's got her little scooter.
So I'm calling her Hot Wheels forever.
Hot Wheels. That was awesome. It was a pleasure to do that for her. I know it meant a lot for her and her wife Tia to get that. And it was really cool. Like we were talking before we went live. It was cool to have to show that. And I think it's just like, hey, this community is awesome. You know, it wasn't like just us, the two of us that did all of that. It was a lot of other people from our community that pitched in to help make that happen for Davis, and do something nice for people, you know?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know what we're talking about, I would check out our Instagram. I kind of documented the whole thing. In short, after her accident, I was talking to Keeb Noob actually on Discord one night, and I was like, fuck, I hope she didn't lose any shoes. I've heard all these horror stories, you know, about like, oh, I got into a wreck and they had to saw my shoes off. And so I hit her up and she's like, oh yeah, they're history. They're toasted. They had to cut them off. They're covered in blood and all that. And I was like, God damn. I was like, we should get her, like we should replace them. And so the gears just started turning. And so I reached out to, you know, some close friends, and it kind of got out of hand quickly. the amount of money people were willing to throw at, and I kept it real private because I didn't want to handle a shit ton of money, because I knew if I reached out in a more grandiose sense, it'd be like this community's amazing. I mean, was it Smith and Rune had that where it's like their friend needed help and they had to shut down the GoFundMe because it was too much money. But yeah, I mean, again, shout to my wife, to Keeb Noob, Grindbox of Chat versus Everything, Jinly Queen. She did all the art, most of the art for our channel. DD Decline, Langlandia, Brez, and an anonymous donor named Clark. So thank you guys all for helping out with that. And it was a very cool experience. And she smacked me, which was, you know, that was probably the most loving thing I could have received. So
it was my favorite part of the whole documentation. All the stories was you just getting smacked.
Got me right in the sternum too. I was like, oh.
It's too bad that she didn't pull one of the ones and just completely knock you on your ass like
right, exactly.
Travis did that one time.
Oh yeah. Just a straight up dead leg.
But no, we didn't talk about this. Did you get any mail this week?
No. Not that I can remember. It's been I haven't, like I said, I haven't, I have like boards to, I got two things. So, I forgot about this. So I got a forged carbon plate for my crown. I was actually supposed to get this like 8 months ago. And for those who don't know, I'm very close with Blind Assassin. We've only run like 3 group buys together now. And he forgot that he had mine, and he was like, I was like, hey man, are you like, do you still have that plate? I don't know what happened. He was like, I sent it to you. I was like, bullshit. And he's like, hold on. He goes, yep, it's been sitting on my shelf for like 8 months. I was like, my guy. So he sent me this. So I'll be building this at some point. I've got some holy T1 ambers that I need to build. I have all the parts just sitting in a drawer. So I'm going to go tactile for this crown build. I don't typically have like multiple builds for one board. This will be like one of the few times that I do. And then I got this in, which this is basically getting put back into shipping for DD decline, but this is the ortholinear, so many squares, so many straight lines. This is the ortholinear Baca 70 plate that DD decline will be building. Yeah, I was about to say, if you think that's hot. So yeah, this is just going right back into the box, and all this will be shipped out. So I'm gonna build the Baca 70 on the 25th, and then I'm gonna want at least a week, maybe 2, with it before I ship it up to DD decline. That sound dead inside. I think honestly the big part is I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to ship this board away. I love this. I want this board.
Yeah. Right.
So, right. So I'm gonna ship that up to DD decline. It'll probably be sometime in July where the Baca bean will be, and then he'll get to just keep the plate in PCB because I got no fucking use for it.
Very true.
Not using that. So expect that to come soon. So other than that, and then on my desk, I went with Squid 60.
There you go.
So we're getting a nice patina there.
Ooh.
Getting nice patina on it. This has why am I going blank on it? Moyu Blacks and 78 gram or 74 gram Moyu Blacks. GMK Camping got the little Chewy Artisan. So yeah, I was kind of torn between this and the Key Colt, and then my wife was like, "You haven't used the squid in a while." I was like, "Yeah, you're not wrong."
Yeah,
it's funny. We used to do this, but then we stopped because we were like, well, we both only have like 1 or 2 boards, so like it's gonna get boring. And now I'm like, fuck, I haven't used this in like a month.
Dude. Yeah, I haven't seen my orange since I moved. It's in the box. I mean, it's still here, but it's in its box. Yeah,
it's safe.
And you made that decision easy by letting Davis borrow your key colt for
absolutely. So
for a little bit.
Little bits. What about you?
So I didn't get any mail. I don't think. No, I didn't. I didn't get any mail. So don't have any mail. Should be getting some mail soon.
This
which
week
will be very fun.
Yes.
And then as far as what's on my desk, it has not changed since last week. Yeah, still the Bakken Neko, Lavenders, 63.5 gram symmetric springs, and also little chewy artisan there.
Boom.
But yeah, dude, yeah, Bakken Neko, it's solid, it's easy. I will say one thing that I really like about the Bakken Neko, the feet. They did a good job with these feet. They're not like rounded bump-ons. they're flat. They're more along the lines of what you would get from like the bump on strips.
Yeah.
That a lot of people have done. But yeah,
More
really
surface area.
Yeah.
Of actual connection.
You know what's funny though is so obviously Baka Neko is standard, like as standard as you can get in 60%. Even though this is pipe, this is still backspace.
Hell yeah, dude.
I changed it up because I was like, yeah, I don't want to have to use the true backspace.
The 2U backspace. It's not a
yeah.
bad idea. I guess I can always do. I always think that I have to use the 2U. I'm like, I so rarely use pipe key, and I'll just put it on something else. I'll just put it on.
Made pipe
mod.
the backspace pipe.
Yeah, I use tilde. Like that's my unmute for Twitch or for Discord. But I could also just do mod layer backspace for pipe. It's so funny that board is so like white. And for those who don't know, I see a different camera than everybody else. Like Eric looks super crispy and it's always funny when we have guests on. They're like, "Man, Chew, you got a nice camera." Eric, hi. And it's like you don't see Eric's like actual nice camera on Discord, but whenever he holds it up, it's like blindingly white.
Is it? Let me look.
Yeah.
I want to see what it looks like. Oh my god. Until I cover my face, it is like...
Which is funny, when you put it in, it white balances to actually look really good once it's close.
But the second my face is visible, you literally can't even see the legends.
You can't even see the their keycaps on. It just looks like a blur. I love it.
That's funny.
So anyway, we've got some interesting news that happened this week. So for those who did not follow, if you are in the a lot of the Cat buys, Cat as in KAT, this one is affecting Mizu a lot. They're in Atlantis, I think that's the name of it, Cat Atlantis. So Creative is running these, and we talked a while back about Creative. They had some legend issues, they had some color issues, they just had issues, and they released, and this was kind of during the onslaught of Infinity problems, and Creative came out and said like, hey, like we want to produce a better quality product. We've taken steps to move towards that, and to move towards making a better quality product, but it's going to take us some time. Bear with us. And we had said originally, that's great. Like that's understanding. You're communicating with us. That's awesome that you are, wanting to take a step back, not damaging your company, but I mean, you're taking a hit because you're having to slow down business, to make sure you release a good quality product. And within the last week, we have found there to be more issues.
Yeah, so shout outs to, who was it that posted it in Discord? The Rick, for posting the statement from Canon Keys. Man, yeah, Cat is just...
Feel bad. I genuinely feel bad.
Well, because when we go back and we look back in January of this year, they did what you were talking about, where they were like, hey, we have decided that we need to figure out our process and make it better and see what we can do. Because they were first trying to do the air die sub, which is what that they had spent. How many machines did they say they had? They had a picture of like 4 machines.
Yeah, it was a handful.
And yeah, now they're just like, and then, but at the end of that, they talked about how they're doing some double shot testing, and that would be coming in the future. But the air die sub was going to be what they were focused on, and now they're just doing double shot. I mean,
yeah,
it's cool that they're doing double shot, but it sucks that they're taking even longer.
Yeah. So, anytime you make a change, it kind of you're getting a different product now, which means that's just going to change how things look. It's going to, are they going to be able to get the same quality product? Are the colors, are the legends going to be good? Because now that you're doing double shot, you have to worry about molds and, making sure all of that's okay. And it's just difficult. I feel bad because like Rinsuya just has this big target on his back. And he's just trying to run stuff. They're fucking with his sets. So Ren, sorry, bud. Like, I'm pulling for you through this. I know this is annoying. And then, changing to double shot in general, it's a little goofy. I will say, shout outs to Canon Keys. So Canon Keys did say, hey, for the next week, if you're looking into these changes, if you would like us to cancel your order, we will refund you. I don't know about, personally, I don't know about PayPal fees or Shopify fees or whatever.
Fees.
No fees. Okay. So no fees.
No questions asked, no fees involved.
No, there it is. A sure thing. So very, huge props to Canon Keys, because Canon Keys didn't make this decision with them about double shot.
No, literally says that Key Creative came to this decision on their own. It says independent decision made by Key Creative.
Yeah. So, well, just a pinch of salt in there. But that's he now has to. Key Creative doesn't have to deal with the backlash of this.
Right.
Canon Keys does, and that's kind of the shitty part. And this is kind of why I understand why certain keycap manufacturers stay out of it, because GMK doesn't give two shits about color matching. They only care about the color matching when it comes to what does the designer want. And if the designer says, okay, GMK says, cool, puts it out the door. And they don't give a fuck after that. Like if they go, okay, what do we need to fix? Oh, okay, we'll do that. That's fine. But if someone goes, man, fuck you in these colors, GMK is like, I literally don't care.
They're just going to point back to the designer and the runner being hey, they approved it.
Yeah. The only time I can think of...
We just made it.
The only time I can think of where GMK messed up the color and it was GMK's fault was the set that ran through Switch Mod. Start with an A. Can't remember.
Alter. Yeah, GMK Alter.
Where they swapped the mods and alphas, and it's it got fixed. Where and that's and guess what? Good guy GMK was like, oh, our bad, we got you. Be right back, let me fix it. So but this, it stinks that this happened, but it kind of raises the question of unless getting into this hobby, unless you get lucky on extras, or you're GMK's borderline impossible to get unless you are paying extras or paying mech market prices, or getting lucky on extras, or having to go for maybe a lesser wanted keycap set. In terms of GMK, SA, there's a little more, but again, it's slower turnaround times, especially when you put them in fucking boxes. And then, and then everything else is good. Not everything else is good. There are some other good options. We've got ePBT that's kind of on the rise. Hopefully we can see that again kind of pick up speed, because ePBT was really the only thing outside of GMK and SPSA. But it's growing increasingly hard for beginners and newcomers to the hobby to obtain something that's obviously incredibly vital to the process of building a keyboard.
Yeah, and static gauge, it is in fact double shot PBT, not ABS. But yes, I think the other side of that coin, while that does suck, and I think like Pylon 7 says, you can still get some from drop. You can get they have white on black and stuff like that, and they have those. some of those sets, I don't know if they still have the cut down ones where it's like not a full base kit and it just matches their boards. I don't know if they're still selling those. But I know they had a lot of the Belafonte and the other one extras. And yeah, the Mito sets are doing weekly drops on drop. So yeah, that's cool. But as far as design wise, as a designer, what was really cool is that it felt like for a while there was a lot of different options for designers to go to, right? When we first started with Infinity and Cat got really big, and it pushed people to trying those different profiles and trying these different manufacturers. And you saw a lot of them, a lot of the Cat options, it was kitted like SA, but even cheaper than SA. And it was, with the promise of, hey, a Cat set has already been delivered. It was good quality. Like Cat Alpha was pretty good quality. People really enjoyed it. People liked the profile. And now it's like not gone, but like it's kind of gone for the foreseeable future because we don't really know how long this whole process is going to take, because obviously they tried something, the air die sub thing, and then that didn't work. Don't know what happened there. Don't know if they just gave up on that entire process, but die sub's gone for Cat, which is cool. Like I'm excited that double shot is what they're going to. It is a better process of making a cap because the legends don't fade. But the thing that's, to me, is there's been a lot of sets that have like accent space bars and accent like larger novelty based keys. Okay, die sub is only gone for reverse die sub sets.
Okay.
I think they're still doing air die sub. They just haven't nailed it down. But double shot is a sure thing. Okay, so they're switching to double shot for basically for the foreseeable future until they figure out how the hell they're going to do their air die sub, which is their thing that they're trying.
Yeah, but that still
scares the shit out of me. Still.
Which still, what still asks the question: what the fuck are you gonna do with the space bar?
Right.
One of the coolest space bars on is the Cat Atlantis space bar. That's like a huge selling point.
Well, and that does scare me because if you have, I wonder how the color will match up if they do that and they are able to do the die sub on just those spacebar kits and the larger, novelties that you can't like, because a lot of the novelties that were done for Cat were a little bit more intricate than what you could do with GMK because you just couldn't make the molds for that. I'll be interested to see what happens with the colors there and how they match up 1-to-1. I know that in the Canon Keys post, they say that they're trying to work with Creative to get a full set plus the novelties, which thank you for making that signifying that they're looking for novelties as well to confirm the quality of the double shot. Yeah, and they want to review every single kit, but have not gotten confirmation. So
yeah, I don't know how the hell they're gonna do. I'm looking at Cat. I didn't even know Cat Space Dust was a thing. They've
yeah, that one's gone.
How are you? You can't do that space bar. Like that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 different colors on the space bar alone, and all of these would have to be like no, that'd be like a $500 base kit. Like, good lord.
Well, you would think that in this situation, when because like to me as like I work for a business, like a small business, and when something like this happens, this is how this goes, at least on our end, and how what makes sense as a business. They promised something. This designer for Cat Space Dust said, "Hey, I want to do this." Creative was like, "Yeah, we can do that." And then they were like, "It'll cost this much." And they're like, "Okay, we sell now. Okay, here money." And then now Creative's like, we can't do this. They have to basically put up that money to try to figure it out or take the time. Like, but at what point, like with this, at what point do do they just say like we can't and refund people's money? Like, is that it? Is that on the table now? Because Cat Space Dust is
clearly I can't imagine Canon Keys just tanking this hit. I imagine that they're like, Canon Keys is like, well, if you're gonna fucking do this, this is not what was promised. Therefore, like, we're gonna offer refunds, and then you're gonna give us some of that money back. It doesn't seem like like that would be. I don't think Upas would have done that. If he did, then just major props. But like, that doesn't seem. This one. Who knows whether it's right or wrong.
right.
Like, but
You're also dealing
Creative
with international.
Yeah.
Issues
And that's other vendors too that ran this. So I imagine Creative is probably like, okay, well, let's take less orders. I know they're trying to get this done, but the actual like payment, I don't know their business structure, but I imagine that money has not been used to buy the products needed to make this keycap set in mass. I'm sure some of it was spent to like, actually figure out how the fuck to do it. But Creative yacht money. They'll be out there next to Omnitype project keyboards on their yachts.
Hell yeah.
The Keyboard Yacht Club.
Yeah. And it looks like Cat Space Dust still available over at boardsource.xyz. Maybe wait on that if that's something that you're looking at. Maybe just don't
pump the brakes.
If you really want it and you're willing to wait, possibly like let's give it a long time, 2.5 years. Like, I mean, some of these cat sets that haven't delivered yet were over a year ago at this point, and I know we're there with some GMK sets like Modern Dolch Light was over a year ago. A lot of the sets from like obviously the February, March, April time frame are all over a year, but like GMK's working. We know, like they know what they're doing. Like, this is kind of like,
literally sets like Midnight Rainbow is at a year this month, and those are stock colors. That's not even color matching. So it's of course it's backed up, but it's hard to get keycap sets, and it sucks because when you want to tell someone, you show them. A lot of the key sets that I own are older, are ones that I purchased a long time ago. But when you show someone, when I go through and let me show you all the boards I have, it's like, oh, these keycap sets are nice. What are they? GMK. And I got one set of SA that I waited over a year for, and half of that was because of a fucking box. But when they go, well, I want something like that, I want it, and I can understand where a lot of people might want to spend their money on the keycap set. They might not care about the board. The board is, for a lot of people, is probably not the central component. People would be happy. I mean, I honestly think a big reason people like Tofus is like, the Tofu doesn't matter. I'm showing off my keycap set.
Yeah.
The Tofu is just something to put down on the desk so it works as a keyboard. This is for the keycap set. We've talked a lot in the past about some boards show off as the board, and you put something, like a beige set or just something, mild as the keycap set because you're kind of showing off the board. And then you can do that vice versa. And then sometimes you can get lucky and do both. But when you can't buy some of these nice key sets at group buy, or if you do, you can go, oh, you can get in all these group buys, but you're going to wait a year. And when someone's like, I might dip my toes into this hobby, and you're like, oh, you're going to have to wait a year. And you're like, I don't even know if I'm going to like being on a computer in a year. So,
dude, it is going to be interesting because there's so many people. And I think that's always the fear. That's the fear we've had even when we first started this channel, when we got to April of 2019, where we felt like the community was becoming a bubble. But now, like, I guess I'll reiterate it of like, I wonder how many people are getting these keycap sets after years of like a year and a half of waiting and are just like not even in the community anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? Like, I want to know that percentage. Like, that would be an interesting.
I'm sure there's a solid chunk of people that are like, I bought this key. What I'm assuming more so happens, and I'm sure the number is probably a little bit higher, is kind of what happened to me, honestly, with keyboards at least. For those who don't know, the big high end keyboard that I got in on a group buy for was the M0110. So I owned a lot of keyboards since then, but and during the time it took during the group buy, but they might buy a keycap set and go, that's going to go on that board, and then they go to they get tired of waiting, and then they don't even have the board by that, and they're like, all right, well, this was supposed to be for that board, but well, that never happened. So I mean, I'm telling you, in the time that it took the M0110, I bought the M0110 in late June, early July of 2018. In April of 2018, I bought GMK Olivia. They were both supposed to deliver October, November time. October for Olivia, November for the M0110. Olivia, in a huge delay, was delayed from October to November, and people were like, damn, that's a delay. 1 month.
That was like when GMK had like a 21-week production time.
Yeah, because they're only making like 300 kits. And those two were supposed to, that was going to be my board. That was going to be it. I was like, M0110, I'm going to put box navies on it because I didn't want to go spend a shit ton of money on Holy Pandas, and box navies with GMK Olivia, and can't wait. And I got GMK Olivia, sold it for a KBD 8X, waited for that group buy to finish, sold that to buy the crown, and then went through that group buy process and got my crown around the same time I got the M0110.
Yeah. I think Static Age brings up what I think is the most unfortunate and shit thing that is a result of the way keycaps have been handled, and not by any of our vendors. I don't feel like it's any fault to our community as far as vendor wise. It's like, well, maybe one, but but with the fact that things like Infinikey kind of suck, Creative can't get their shit off the ground, and GMK has been, progressively getting longer and longer queue times in order to deliver. You've got all these freaking clone sets, and like they're not even hiding it anymore. Like we showed that one site that had everything like kind of cleverly named, where it was like close but not like exact. Now they're just like PBT Bento, PBT Laser. They're just like, fuck it, we're going for it. And then they're just cloning all these GMK sets that are super popular. And then now that money that those people, and like, I get it, people want to buy that. Should you? Probably not. Like, I don't feel like people in the community should buy that, but we can't blame them for that. Like, we can't blame them. There's no options. They want that. There's no option to get something like that. Like, we don't even have a place to send them to get something. And so all that money that those people are making by selling those $60 PBT knockoff sets that don't even really fit half the boards in the community are making a ton of money that could be flowing through the wallets of the people that make this community great. The people who are willing, like a Canon Keys, that are willing to take all these cancellations and take all these fees that they're going to have to pay. Like they have to pay the fees. If they're not charging you, they have to pay them. And so, yeah, that sucks. That is the worst part.
So I'm laughing at all Hex, not you.
It's okay.
Because all Hex throwing flame.
Dude. Yeah.
I
said that it's not fault of our vendors, and I was like, oh wait, the key company owns them.
At least the vendors that sponsor us, it's not really the fault of. But a vendor that well, you can guess. I want you to show. I made 2 memes in the entire world, and both related to keyboard. And I just sent you one. And just for Alhex, can you please put it on the screen? Because that 100% just, and I sent this to Lang and a couple other people because this is my favorite. I mean, zero shame to the person who posted this picture. I did take the picture and it worked because of the box, and you'll see it in a moment.
Let me make sure it's set up.
New people joining the hobby have no clue it is even a rip-off set. Yeah, that's the other thing that sucks too, is there's just not enough people talking about it. And it's this awkward thing, right? Because like, let's take Teja for instance. Okay, Teja's got 1,500 to 2,000 people watching him. If he goes out and says, guys, there are these sets. Okay, Alhex, that is for you, by the way.
We have GMK Dude, it would have. The only thing that would have made this better is if it was a picture of GMK and Infinity Cafe next to each other. I would have.
Right. would have been great. But for those who don't know, that is Infinity Cafe. So before Grain had all these issues, Infinity Cafe was like already a thing. So, and Lang loves that. I want people to think I'm taking a shot at Lang, and even if I was, whatever. But what's, as like a content creator, you kind of worry about, well, I don't want to bring too much light, shed too much light on this. 1,500 people, okay, 1,500 people watching Teja, and he goes, don't buy from, he could kind of, if he brings that topic up, out of those 1,500 people, I'd say at least 30 to 40 of them would go, oh shit, I never thought of that. Go look for it and then buy it, because some people don't care. That's their prerogative. I disagree. I will say right here to the however many viewers we have, please don't buy knockoff keycap sets. If you buy, I would try to avoid buying from that company. If you're going to buy a set that's kind of like knockoff, do black on white, white on black, because you can't, it's not like copywritten. It's like no one worked on that. That's just colors, but no one like put time and effort into making that a theme. But just, it brings up that awkward situation where it's like you can't shed too much light on it, or the Barbra Streisand effect takes place, and bad thing. Then you start accidentally pointing people in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks. I mean, I feel bad for the people who are getting into the community, because they've got so many really cool boards that they can purchase for not a lot of money right now. But keycaps are just hard to get. They're hard to find. It's hard to get something that is, solid quality and has, high compatibility. It is unfortunate. Hopefully Cat figures it out and they can get it done quick, and the double shot looks great. We do have high hopes for that. I know Chewy is not a big fan of Cat as a profile.
Tried it, hated it.
Yeah,
I'm okay not buying it.
It's also like, there's another thing. I will say, Drop has done a fantastic job of making their PBT sets available and their MT3 sets. If you're new watching this, go check those out. They're not for us, but those are available, and they've done a lot of work to make sure that those sets are solid. So
and
go check
even
those out.
The one from Keycaps. It's not not the colorway people. Yeah, Sugar Plum. I'm hoping more sets get released. Keycaps, if you're listening, black on white, white on black, black on beige, like hit some of the standard ones. If you can get Mizu on that, holy fuck. Because Mizu, there's only a handful of Mizu sets in Cherry. Yeah. There's SA round 3 or row 3. There's Cat Mizu. There's another Mizu I'm missing.
Didn't they do round 2?
Maybe did they do Cat round 2? They didn't do GMK Mizu round 2. Never was a thing.
Is it? Oh, I googled Mizu, and you can buy it on Banggood for $80.
There it is. The Sugar Plum quality is really good. And it just stinks because like that might not be the colorway for a lot of people. Now, a lot of people in this hobby do love like a purple and pink, but like I would love to see more from them. And For those who don't know, Candy Keys kind of got screwed over in that situation. And it's a lot cheaper now, but they were over. The manufacturer was like hard messing with them. And I think there was a miscommunication. Whether it was intentional or not is yet to be determined, but there was a bit of a miscommunication on the pricing of everything. But $85 for a really good base kit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And then EPBT, honestly, EPBT is like the potential savior of this hobby.
If
they have the most potential to
so
come
the
in
only
and
problem there
splash.
is then we're just in the same situation with GMK where people flood to EPBT and then all of a sudden EPBT is like a year out. And then we're like, all right, what do we do? But I don't know. I think we need Keyreative to figure this out.
And we need Infinikey to get their shit together.
Yeah, I've given up hope.
I mean, I 100%, but it would be nice if we had two different GMKs. If we had, another SP, if we had, if we had, 7-8 different vendors making 4 or 5 different profiles, we'd still be backed up. Let's not assume that the problem would go away, but it would be less. We need to find a way to kind of relieve some of the pressure off of GMK.
Dude, DCS, that's another good one. SP.
Yeah.
They can do some good stuff. SP does, obviously SA sets are solid, super good. They take just inherently longer. They always really kind of have taken a little bit longer. It's probably about the same as GMK right now. JTK just ceases to exist. They released like 2 sets a year ago and then didn't,
and they were like, we're back,
and then now they're not back. They did like triple shot, didn't they? They did JTK triple shot.
They did Vostok.
Yeah.
Brez, is that how you say it?
And they're gone. They did the same thing that they did last time. They come up, they release some cool sets, and then they
like, this wasn't profitable enough, and then they cut it.
It's like a rich kid who's not actually rich and just like has to like go back and make a little bit of money every like 6 months to just feed their life and then they're like, oh wait, I'll just run this. Okay, now I'm good.
Cool.
Fuck you guys. I'm gone. All right, now I need you again. Like, community's only there for them when they need us.
So, guys, so we'll start up keyboard of the week in just a moment. It's any picture goes. If you've taken a nice picture of your keyboard recently, throw it in or hashtag KOTW in the Discord. And it was the only set ran for years and was still like 4 to 6 months delayed. But yeah, take your pictures, post them on KOTW. Right now there's only like 4 boards. Yeah, we only have 4 boards, so go post your pictures now. I want to talk about this upcoming couple days. These next couple streams will be some fun ones. So tomorrow I will not be here. My doppelganger, but minus the hair, will be joining you.
It's getting there. He's growing it out.
That's what I like to hear. So Quakeums, tomorrow's my anniversary, so I'm going to be spending time with the lovely Abracadaniel tomorrow. So I will not be here, and then Quakeums will be here talking keyboards. Thank you. 3 years for those who don't know. 3 years. So excited about that. What's this month's theme? No theme. Yep. So just post whatever you want. August will probably be around artisans. But June, July, no theme, just good pictures. So literally just got here in time to say my name. Yeah, so Quakeums will be here tomorrow. And then this Saturday, we'll talk. We'll keep it a secret right now.
We're gonna
This
be
Saturday
doing
will
some
be
stuff
fun.
with some switches.
Eric will be streaming, and then next week will be our 100th episode. So we have something planned for that. And then honestly, we might take next Wednesday off because I will be doing the 24th. We'll be doing 2 different fun things next week. So we'll probably just take next Wednesday off. And then that Friday, the 25th, is the subathon. So lots of giveaways. We've got a GMK set was donated to us by an anonymous donor. Like I said, we're giving away a full keyboard to someone relatively new in the hobby. Switches, caps, everything. Lots of switches, lots of desk pads. Shout out to 3D Keeps for providing desk pad boxes today. As I went and just took a bunch of shipping supplies from her. And yeah, that'll be a good time. Baka 70 will be built that day. The Baka Neko will be built later. Eric should be coming over Saturday sometime, bringing either some lunch or brekkie. Who knows? It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we'll see. Shout out to Allhex gifting 3 subs. Appreciate that, my dude. And then Deported Village Idiot. Thank you for the 8 months.
What a great name.
And Allhex finally finding out about the Eric emote. Yeah, it's a good one.
Eric is life. I want that on a pocket. Like, I want
right?
that pocket right here, just Eric.
That has potential. If it was a BTTV emote, I think it would take off in other streamers.
Oh yeah. Please need stickers of that.
The big streamers chats.
Shout out to Tarusen who made that.
Yeah, dude. Good dude. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So come hang out tomorrow with me and Brian or Quakeums. We're gonna be talking about it's kind of we were talking about the other night. It's a callback to when we initially had him on. Back in the way back days. Is this
the one where the screwed up stream where I had to go in and re-record my parts?
Yeah, well, because it's interesting because I was thinking about it and I went back and I kind of looked at it a little bit. There are some specific points that we talked about where we talked about we wanted bigger brands, like the more well-known keyboard vendors to start getting into lower priced boards. Now that has happened. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a bit about the growth of the community. Obviously pick his brain a little bit about the history of certain things. Not going to make him talk too much about the Holy Pandas. Although, chat, you're free reign to ask him as many questions as you'd like. He absolutely loves answering questions.
He loves answering questions about Holy Pandas.
But yeah, let me get some keyboard of the week open, and then we can take a look at these.
Hell yeah. We got some good boards. We're starting off with the Post by Seether Zero No Diving Board M65B, which we will show you in just a moment.
Yeah, I'm just getting all the other pictures open here.
Absolutely. So guys, if you do not know, if this is the first time you've been here, we go through pictures of your keyboards that you post and we vote on. Eric and I will pick one. You guys vote for who you think should go to the end of the month. The finalists will then get pitted against each other at the end of the month, where we will have a final vote. And if you win Keyboard of the Month, your picture will be used in a calendar that we plan on running in December of this year. So this will run every month through November. We'll probably try and wrap November's up early just so we have as much time as possible to get through
production.
That. And yeah, for all the production. We should do like November should be like second chance November.
There we go.
Like take all of the losers of Keyboard of the Month, go through, grab them and go, all right, second chance. And then each week we'll get one. There you go. This one wins, but yeah, so this is the M65B GMK Botanical, fantastic set. And yeah, no diving board. I think this because this has the standard modifier color novelty, it works really well with the no mod, with avoiding the diving board.
Yeah. Good Lord. This is a big picture too. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this looks really good. I also like the plants and the like fabric that it's sitting on. You very much thought about your composition here. You've been watching the Aussie Obsessions Instagram live streams. And if you don't, you should go follow Aussie Obsessions on Instagram because he posts amazing pictures and amazing behind the scenes content about his pictures. But next up, what is this? These are all tiny. Why are these all tiny? What? Okay, I'm like zoomed out really far. Okay, now we're good. All right, next up, this is Static Ages, Lazy Designers Dimple Plus with mauves, cherry clip-ins, SA Godspeed Row 3 Medo Speed colorway. SA laser, basically.
Yeah, can we? I hate that we call that Medo speed. No, it's just fucking laser.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
sorry,
laser,
that's
but
personal.
overlaid on Godspeed. Stainless steel plate. That's and stainless steel feet. Got a little hefty boy here, even though it is.
I really like. I like this. It looks pleasing to look at.
Yeah, it does.
It's a good picture too. It's just overall a solid picture.
Very vibrant.
So very, very cool. Next up, something we don't typically get, which is Numpads. So we've got a GMK copper Numpad on what I believe is a KBD fans, the KBD 8X pad, and or it might just be called the KBD pad. I don't exactly remember. And then I think that's just a plate with it.
It's like he's got two.
It's just like a two, and then that looks like oh, why am I going blank on it? Striker.
Yeah, I think it is Striker and then Copper. Copper looks good.
Copper's a sleeper set.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really missing out, thinking or really wishing that they didn't miss out on, or that they would have purchased Copper. Not for me. It looks good, but I don't.
I mean, it's a lot of browns and
I
oranges.
don't like it personally, but I can understand why people like it. There we go. But yeah, this looks cool. I like the desk
Very
mat
cool.
too.
It be Habib. You're more than welcome to post whatever you like. I will tell you, as it is not technically a mechanical keyboard. I don't imagine it would get voted into the votes, but I mean, you're more than welcome to. We will happily look at every single keyboard that is posted on here, but please don't post a board of the fucking keycaps that have like the whatever Echo
Hago?
Hago. I don't know how to say it.
The
ones that should the one that shouldn't be fucking on exist. So next up, a topic of discussion today. People were talking in keyboard of the week.
Yeah. Asiago face.
Asiago face, absolutely.
Yeah. SA Godspeed with Supernova alphas on a Meridian. With marshmallows on an aluminum plate. Yeah, this looks really, really good. I like it.
Yeah, the topic of discussion was the white versus the tan. I think it really depends. I think it looks really, really good here. A white alpha set is going to make it look cleaner, newer, and shinier. I think it just depends on the board, but this looks amazing.
Yeah. I think in terms of the picture, the bright white also fits because the desk mat is bright white. I feel like it would look a little funky if it was tan.
Yeah,
because
it would look
bright white.
Yeah, and it would look dull, and so it's solid. And then next up, we got more SA Godspeed, and a different SA Godspeed. Same alphas, different modifiers. This is, I forget the name, but it's basically like the Mars kit. With a JO2. So great. I'm still very excited to build one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to mess around with the JO2. This looks great. JO2 is a cool board. I want to use the pin rail. I use a oh my gosh, why can't I remember a pin at work? A fancy pin.
A fountain pen.
That's what it is. Fountain pen. Thank you, Dave.
I
use
got
a fountain
you.
pen at work, and yeah, so 75 gram creams, getting a little
heavy
hefty.
there. Respect. I still have the fountain pen that you give me.
Do you? Did you use it?
Yeah, dude.
You
Yeah,
like
I used to use it a lot. I have like for
close to
D&D for like my actual like my main character that I play. Well, I've played a lot on Chat versus Everything. He's kind of like a bumbling cowboy. I have like a cool little got like a little leather book that I keep all my notes for everything that happens to him in here, and I use this pen because it feels, it's like a little leather bound book. I'm like, it feels like I should be writing with.
Dude, I feel so like official. Like I feel if anything in life makes me feel like an adult, it's having a bottle of ink, of pen ink
Hell
in
yeah,
my desk.
dude.
That makes me feel sophisticated adult. But yeah, this is about keyboards.
This is about keyboards.
How's your hat treating you?
Dude, it's good. I wear it from time to time. When it gets windy, it falls off, but it's nice. Fits a little more now that I've cut off a substantial amount of hair. Anyway, next up, keyboards. Rama M65B with Water Kings. I haven't tried these yet. And GMK DMG. DMG looks so good on anything like clear because it hits that nostalgia like so hard.
Yeah. Man, I like DMG. I like all of the components. I just wish the plate was brass. I just feel like when I see a polycarb board without brass plate or brass peeking through, it just like it makes me sad because it would look so nice if all these little tabs were brass. But I imagine if you took the keycaps off of this board would be almost completely translucent because Water Kings are completely translucent. It is brass. Oh, but it's like coated, but it's not like yellow brass. Yeah, PVD silver. Yeah, give me the yellow, the gold. I want to see the colored. Or PVD at gold.
My only issue with DMG though is just the only reason I will never own this set. Can't do the all text mods. Can't. That's that. Nothing makes me run away from a set faster than that. Next up, Godspeed is making its way through this stream quite intensely. We have SA Godspeed throwing my SB gun. Custom PCB, custom case. We've got a knob. We've got a nice little picture of you taking a picture in the knob, in the reflection of the knob. Love everything about this board. It's just super clean. Sure, I like Godspeed. This blue works really well with the wood. Well done.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like it. I like the little mixture of the different colors from the set, the different color options with the Moon Man there next to your knob. And yeah, ortho boards need knobs too, apparently.
Absolutely. Next up, we have a Panda 41. This board looks so unusable to me.
This hurts my head. Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense, but shout out to Keeb Noob for it, I guess, forcing it to make sense.
Wait, where's your enter?
I don't.
Where's your enter on this?
Is
it any? Is any your enter?
Are any of the keys enter? Anyway, I'm so lost. This looks like the bat symbol, like from like the 60s. So yeah, interesting board. But hey, I guess if you're programming, you just need tab, right?
Yeah, true.
So what do we got next?
Next up, we have got a split keyboard that makes a little bit more sense. Although the keycaps are kind of all, or the keycaps, but the legends are all over the place. This is a Switch Couture Alice with ePBT Cool Kids, and Silent Alpacas with 69 gram springs.
Nice.
Dude, Cool Kids is such a funny looking set. It looks
The
so
EPBT
cool.
did a shit job with the legends being aligned.
Dude, yeah. This one was a meme, right? Like this was a
Was it an April
Fool's
joke?
joke, I think.
I actually don't know. I'm unaware.
It does make DD Klein makes a great point. It makes with the Alice slant, it makes the alphas are sliding off the board. It's like they can't hang on.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's like they're falling. That's dope.
And Finicky taking notes, dude. Yeah, they wouldn't even have to try to do this. This just happens naturally.
It'll just happen. Yeah. Yeah. So excellent, and hopefully Squiddo gets. He's the only person that has not received his Squid 60 because he was having it built by Apiary.
Ayo.
So hopefully Squiddo, hopefully this board does you well until it arrives to you, until the squid arrives. Then you have something else that you can mess around with. Next up, we've got, I think, 6.5 V2 with Mitolet. Mitolet is a solid keycap set. And I tried to get our hands on one for my wife, but we wound up getting Analog Dreams instead. But I don't even like purple that much. Like purple's, I don't hate purple by any means, but this board looks awesome. Also, this is like Skeletor. This is more Skeletor than GMK Skeletor.
It definitely looks better in my opinion. Yeah, I think this looks good. I think 6.5 also looks good. I know there were some issues with some of the orders and some of the tops being wrong for people, but yeah, this looks great. Yeah, looks really, really good. I like it.
And what's last up on tonight?
Last up, we have got Tins 7V with alpacas with TX 65 gram springs with a polycarb plate and GMK Olivia Plus Plus. Man, this looks good.
This picture looks like it was plucked out of 2019.
You know, honestly, it does. I feel like I don't, for as many sets of Olivia that have been shipped, I feel like we don't see Olivia on this show very often. I don't really look at our mechanical keyboards, but I imagine there's a lot more there. But I feel like it's nice. The Olivia just looks good. It looks classy. It looks clean. Yeah, I like it.
Goes great with a cup of coffee. So,
True.
what are you picking here? I don't really know. I'm torn between two.
You go first.
All right, I'll give shout outs to Static. I really do like your dimple. But I'm gonna go with the other Godspeed. I don't even like orange that much, but I just really like the JO2, and I thought that this was just it worked. That warm gray helps bring the orange out some. So I'm gonna go with the JO2.
Okay. Man. Dude, I think I'm gonna go with the EPBT Cool Kids. The Switch Couture Alice.
Switch Couture Alice? All right.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Let me get this set up, and while I'm getting this set, well, actually, we'll wait on that. Keyboard of the week,
Keyboard
and
of the week. Keyboard of the week. Keyboard of the week.
And then we've got
of the week.
Alice with Alice EPBT Cool Kids. And I will fix that. So we'll do 4 minutes. Oh, you can't do, you can only do 3 or 5. We'll do 3 minutes. So I'm starting the poll. You can vote at the top of chat for which one you want to go on to the end of this month. So again, we've got the Switch Couture Alice EPBT Cool Kids on that versus the JO2 with SA Godspeed Quick shout out to our awesome sponsors. We've got OmniType Project Keyboards, Canon Keys, Kinetic Labs, OmniType running GMK Symbiote. Very unique, very cool looking set. Lots of kind of pale purples and not burgundy, like a lavender. And a very, very cool set. So go check out GMK Symbiote if you have not on OmniType. That is running this month. Project Keyboards at the moment don't have a whole lot going on, but GMK Bingsu Round 2 will be coming very soon. Next up, canonkeys.com/mexondeck. GMK British Racing Green currently going on right now. Neapolitan Switches, switches that I cannot stress enough. You guys should definitely grab some. Fantastic switches. I will be building them in my Bakaneko here in about a week and a half. As well as they've got a lot of keyboards. If you're trying to scratch that itch for a keyboard, go ahead and snag one of these. They got A stocks and B stocks. We've tried the Obliterated 75, and they're fantastic. They don't have a Rect up here right now, but the Savage 65, we've heard great things. Devastating TKL. I'm sure if it's the same quality as that, it's going to be great. So check that out. And then Kinetic Labs. They've got Kinetic Labs has some awesome stuff. I built the Hippo switches at 150 grams. They're a bit heavy, but they're smooth and they sound really, really good. So check that out. They also have Salmon tactile switches up there, and they just launched their Husky linear switches, which are pretty damn good. They also have a lot of the symmetric long springs, which I know that we've.
Give me all the long boy springs.
All the long boy springs. They've got lots of stuff there, so be sure to check them out. What are we doing at the partners level?
Yeah. So shout out to our partners, Zap Cables. Head on over to zapcables.com. Check out what they got over there. Build yourself a cable. They do drops of cables as well. So check that out over there. And then Type Beast, go to typebea.st. Sign up for their newsletter. They drop one every month, so you want to stay tuned for that. And then Smith & Rune. Go to smithrune.com. Go to smithrune.com and check out more information about the Iron 165 and the Iron 180. Extras of both of those boards will be coming soon after those group buys finish up and deliver, as well as the Polycarb edition of the Iron 165 will be in stock as a buy later this year. And then 3D Keeps, shout out to Davis. She's getting better. Go throw her some love still. She's as Dave has chosen to call her, Hot Wheels right now. She's got her little scooter.
She's forever Hot Wheels. I need to go change her name in Discord right now.
But she's back in the office. So 3D Keeps is back up and running. Check out all the stuff they got over there. If you need accessories or switches or anything that can really help you build a keyboard, 3D Keeps has got a lot of that stuff. So go check it out and take a look around.
Absolutely. We have a winner. The Alice EPBT Cool Kids wins 8 votes to 6. So congratulations, Exo Squid. I believe that was your board. So congratulations. Yours will move on. Again, like ever since I look at that board and I love the fact that this, it does look like the board's like breaking and all it's like motion falling, and stillness. It's great. So yeah, guys, tomorrow again, I will not be here. So Eric, thank you very much. And then, but Quakeums will be here. And this Saturday, we will announce, we have to make sure something comes in. It should be here. But we'll announce that this Saturday. But thank you guys again for watching. And I will see you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy anniversary as well. And have a good time with you and Miss Abracadaniel celebrating 3 years. Appreciate it. And yeah, as you said, come hang out with us tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central. Myself and Quakeums from Top Clack are going to be hanging out, talking about keyboards, probably talking about some other stuff too, because we probably won't just talk about keyboards. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to be closing up tonight. We'll find someone to raid, send you on over. And
we're going to Max F Live.
Ooh, fancy. But yeah.
Good friend of ours.
Yeah. With that being said, we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.